Thursday evening. Thanks for tuning in with us on WFMY Plus. Wanted to give you the latest, of course, on our weather impact alert that is in effect for the next hour and a half until 8 o'clock. Due to these strong to severe thunderstorms continuing to move through the Triad, bringing damaging winds, isolated flash flooding possible, and also some hail across the region. So what I need you to do for the next hour and a half is make sure you're staying alert, keep the WFMY app handy, and make sure you have multiple ways to receive alerts as they're issued across the area. And, you know, I just kind of wanted to jump in right now on the radar where we already have a couple of these alerts, and it's not only impacting us here in the Triad, but, you know, zooming out a little bit, I kind of want to zoom out to show you just the extensiveness of this whole line kind of moving in across the Northeast, prompting several severe thunderstorm warnings in portions of Virginia, also all the way up through Maryland and even into Pennsylvania, all from this cold front pushing into the area for the next several hours. So I have my computer here to kind of help storm track with you guys to show you what we're looking at. This severe thunderstorm warning, again, it's in portions of Caswell County, also into Alamance, moving into Orange and Persons County here within the next 30 to 45 minutes. But we're also tracking other little thunderstorms here in portions of Randolph and also Davidson counties, these pop-up storms that are also forming right along the cold front as well. They're not severe per se, but they are still strong pop-up storms across the area. The real main thing that we're looking at with this system is going to continue to be those damaging winds and also the hail, and of course also the risk of flooding across the region. So this is going to continue to kind of push toward the east at around 40 miles per hour. This is just a rough estimate that I kind of drew on here for you. Bushy Fork seeing more impacts at around 6:35, Chapel Hill at around 6:52, Durham by around 7 o'clock, Oxford by 7:15, 7:23 in Leesville when that severe thunderstorm warning starts to move that area. And this is all assuming that this line of storms continues to hold together until then. So maybe it could dissipate a little bit, lose some strength before then, and perhaps it could hold together. And some of you over here in the top right corner of your screen could be seeing a severe thunderstorm warning fairly soon across the region. Some other storm reports that we have seen with this line of storms, you can see plenty of them here in Surry County. A lot of them actually are due to trees falling down. So this one was in Dobson, where we had a 911 call in Surry County that had a tree fall in a road near the intersection of Brindle Road and also Caves Mill Road. This was near Dobson. Another one kind of out here in North Wilkesboro, kind of near Miller's Creek, with a tree down on power lines. That was on Boone Trail Road. And here just toward the west of Moravian Falls in the city of Boomer, there was a tree down right there on Edmiston Road. Let's go back over to Surry County in the city of Flat Rock. There was another tree down in the intersection of Springs Road and also North Hills Drive in Mount Airy, North Carolina. And of course, that was all earlier this afternoon with this line of storms that's now impacting Alamance, Caswell, and pushing into Orange and Persons County. That was earlier on for this afternoon that impacted portions of Wilkes and also Yadkin and Surry counties. Through hail tracking that we've seen throughout this storm, I've seen several kind of scales here. I've seen up to around ½ an inch just within the last hour or so. But earlier on, when this storm was really going, it had some momentum through Winston-Salem. I saw it had around 1.2 to 1.5 inch diameter hail moving through the area. So we've seen this large hail with this thunderstorm kind of continuing to push through. And you can see kind of the gray dots here. That's what is shown here on the radar for us. And that's what it kind of uses to help estimate what we're seeing across the area hail wise. Now, for some of our area, we still have this severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock tonight. And really that's in effect for Forsyth, Surry, Stokes, Rockingham, and Caswell counties. Again, it's not listed for us, but we still have that severe thunderstorm warning impacting us as we speak for the next couple of minutes before it starts to move in and out of the area toward Alamance and also into Orange County. So severe thunderstorm risk for our area, we are in a level 2 out of 5. And what that means in comparison to level 1 to 2, this is a little bit more isolated in nature when you're at level 1 versus level 2, that next step, that yellow section that you see all most of us are in the Triad. That means that scattered severe thunderstorms are going to be possible. Up here toward our northeast, they actually have a 3 out of 5. That means numerous widespread scattered showers. Severe storms are going to be possible. So with that threat, with those damaging winds, of course, and also the hail, there's also the flash flooding risk that we've seen just across the area with that one warning that's continuing in Wilkes and Yadkin County until around 10:45 tonight. Due to the amount of rainfall they saw this afternoon, it is still a risk for all of us in these storms the next couple of hours as these storms continue to kind of push through the area. Here's that hail risk for us across the region. Again, relatively low, but it's not zero. And we've seen that over the last couple of hours, but really the highest risk our main risk in storms that we've seen so far today has been the damaging winds. We've seen wind gusts up to around 40 to 50 miles per hour in some of these severe storms across the area. Really not much of a tornado threat today. We haven't had any tornado warnings. I expected us to not really see any warnings, but if there is going to be any, I would expect it to be in this 2% area up here. That's a low risk, not even in North Carolina and portions of Virginia there to our northeast. I did want to show you this on our water vapor map. You can see these storms kind of start to blow up, and that convection here in the bluish parts here that you can see from the moisture of our water vapor map, versus back here is where our dry cold front is. You can see the dry air kind of mixed there in the oranges and the yellows as well. That's coming in with this cold front that you can basically cut with a knife back here. All of these storms are coming out ahead of the cold front that's going to be moving in and through the area the next several hours. And of course, here is that satellite and radar. I did want to show you that flash flood warning, while I have you here. That's over here in Wilkes and also in Yadkin counties. This is in effect until around 10:45 for the night tonight. And we have been seeing a lot of rainfall in that area. I do expect that we've seen around 2 to 4 inches. But while I have you here, I am going to try to do some estimation on the map here for the radar. Around 3.7. This is all very southeastern portion of Wilkes County and also southern Yadkin County, where we've seen between 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. Again, it really doesn't take much to hydroplane, and this is a lot in a very short amount of time. All from that storm that just went through Winston-Salem, now Greensboro, and is now pushing into Alamance County as we speak. Rainfall just yesterday, we saw up to around an inch or so, and that was in Reedsville, up to around half an inch in Mount Airy, half an inch in Statesville, Wilkesboro, and creeping up on around a quarter of an inch, only a couple hundredths of an inch here in Greensboro. Rainfall that we've seen so far today, well, up to around half an inch here in Greensboro. Some other totals waiting to come in, but I expect us to see, more within the next hour or two before storms really start to move out of our area. I really think we're going to be calming down after this line that's moving through as we speak by around 7 to 8 o'clock. That's when this is really going to be moving out and about. Maybe an isolated shower overnight, but for the most part, that severe threat is going to die down, especially overnight without that heating. Into tomorrow, we're going to actually start to dry out across the area as high pressure builds in. So here's a look at Burlington right now. You can see those clouds kind of still sitting there, but there's still lots of sunshine. Winston-Salem, sunshine is back out, and it was not like that an hour ago with those storms moving through the area. So temperatures across the board are kind of varying depending on if you've seen that rain cooled atmosphere from those storms. So lower 70s right now from places that have been affected by storms, a 71 in Greensboro, 72 in Winston-Salem. Asheboro, well, haven't seen much, and you're at 85 as a result. We really were in the mid to upper 80s, right at around 90 degrees was the high for the day. And then we went from 90 to 70 in a span of minutes due to the severe thunderstorm warning across the area. The good news is, we may not like the storms, but at least it cools us off a little bit, right? And it kind of helps with that humidity, with dew points super sticky in the upper 60s and lower 70s across the area. Another look at wind gusts so far today. We've seen up to around 40 to 50 miles per hour. RDU Airport at around 36, although not any storms impacting them just yet. 48 as a gust in Winston-Salem, 45 in Greensboro with this severe thunderstorm warning across the region. Since then, starting to die down as they continue to push east into Alamance and also into Orange County. So again, our weather impact alert goes until 8 o'clock for the night tonight due to the threat of these strong to severe thunderstorms. So I would just make sure you're staying alert for the next hour or so as these storms move out of the area. Really following this line of storms, we're going to start to dry out, but we also are going to start to warm up. All behind this cold front that moves through, we're going to be seeing high pressure build in. It's going to be hot and it's going to be humid for the next several days. Tomorrow is officially the first day of summer, and boy, does it feel like it. I'm going to take this graphic full so you can kind of look at it in its entirety here. If we're out the weekend, we're going to be in the low to mid 90s. By the time we head into early next week, mid to upper 90s, and heat indices back in the triple digits.